This is not a low-cost scale figure. This is a high-cost price figure.
さすがにちょっと引きましたわ。
Hi everyone, I'm Steven from Kurogane Blog and Photography. The figure review I have today right here for this figure, it is kind of an indirect continuation of my previous review of Inugami Korone, also from Hololive, also under the Pop-Up Parade series of budget figures by Good Smile Company. Nekomata Okayu right here, she is kind of like a pair to Korone in the sense that both figures went on pre-order on the same day and both were released on the same day. Also, most of us who had bought either one would end up buying both anyway, because why wouldn't you? They are extremely affordable at about 4,000 Japanese yen each. Also, in my previous figure review of Korone, I did mention that these two figures, they have very similar flaws in terms of quality control, though Korone is the better of the two, while Okayu right here is a tad bit worse.
それは本当か?
So today's review, I shall look into this into more detail on what is worse in terms of the quality control with this figure. With regards to the sculpt of this figure of Okayu, well, you will be very hard-pressed to find any major faults with any figure made by a major figure company nowadays, where Good Smile is one of them. So, the sculpt of this figure, there are no real issues to it, perfectly fine the way she is, but Korone is still the better of the two in terms of the sculpt for having more details. For example, the back of the ears of Korone, there are some interesting textures going on which are absent in this figure of Okayu. Both figures also have the same problem around the mouth region, where there is a tad bit too much red paint going on. So as a result, the mouth appears to be less well defined compared to what you saw in the official product photos. I wasn't very happy about it. And when you view these two figures from a moderate to far distance, their teeth are barely visible except for the fang, so that isn't very nice. Same thing with Korone, but Okayu is a tad bit worse in comparison. Okayu has paint job problems that are not present on that figure of Korone, unfortunately, so I shall go through them now. For example, the side of her tracksuit over here, these purple color stripes, it is a very thick stripe, not a thin one, so by right the paint job should be impeccable, but it is not the case over here. Paint bleeding are everywhere, the purple paint is bleeding into the white color regions of her tracksuit. And then, there is the biggest problem of this figure, her hair, right? So if you look at the side of this figure over here, the very edges of the hair strand, you can see it is almost unpainted, as if paint has came off. So why is it the case? I personally suspect it has to do with the undercoat layer of the paint work, otherwise known as a primer layer. So as a result, paint is not sticking properly to the surface of the material. This isn't something I would like to see even in a low budget 4,000 yen figure, because every single pop-up parade figure I've reviewed in the past do not have this problem. This is the first time I'm seeing it. Otherwise, the paint on her sweater and her shoes, they are fine. I don't like her shoes a lot. And then there is the cement colored hexagonal base, which I have already pointed it out in Korone's review. I don't like the color at all. Should have been magenta or violet for the case of Okayu right here. I know that I'm being rather harsh with this figure in terms of pointing out the flaws, but I also believe that I'm being very fair in my assessment, given that I have been comparing her to other figures of the same price range, the same product line even. They are all Pop-Up Parade series. And this figure is just lacking in comparison. She is just a lot more mediocre in general. In the past, I have always called Pop-Up Parade figures as low-cost scale figures, making them a value purchase. But with this figure of Okayu over here, this is not a low cost scale figure, this is a high cost price figure. Because the paint work from head to toe we're getting over here, this is price figure standard. But she costs twice as much as a price figure.
さすがにちょっと引きましたわ。
So hopefully, Good Smile Company will do better with their future pop-up Pocket Series figures.
この結果がこれなのか?
I will be buying every Hololive figures under this lineup. So I guess that is about it for today's figure review. If you do have any additional information or opinions, please do chime in the comments below. Ask anything and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you very much for watching today's figure review and I shall see you again. Goodbye.